Tell us about your day.
My day started with several different shipments of water from Texas, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, as well as more from Baltimore. And I kind of forget. There's a list. And then I spoke with Doctors Without Borders, and they are going to pressure the CDC to get in here and do some proper testing because they're not even checking the kids for anemia, and they're still not testing adults. So that is a huge problem. So he asked me, good job. My son's playing Plague Inc. So there's my son Cole. And so, and then my other sons are in the dark, lost in their own little world on their phones.
They are.
Um,
What time is it there?
what time is it, baby? I think it's about 9, somewhere around 9 p.m. Yeah, it's definitely p.m. So it's about 9 o'clock.
So
We left about 7.
you've been on the bus for 2 hours.
Yes. And I haven't jumped off, so things are going well, and my kids are happy. So Doctors Without Borders, and then Coleman's delivering tons of camping showers that we'll need to distribute. And then I got a call from Reverend Jesse Jackson that said, "Hey, come to this church." And then he said, "Okay, follow me." And we went to a press conference where there's another class action lawsuit that has been filed. This is for refunds and the stopping of the bills, and also refunds for damages. So that is a huge thing that we're still dealing with. People are surprised that we're still getting billed for toxic water.
I thought
So,
Snyder
and then,
appropriated $3 million.
well, $3 million is nothing because of the fact that the city takes in $4 to $6 million in revenue per month. Even with people, not paying their bills, it's still $4 million per month, and so $3 million is a drop in the little poison bucket there.
Tell us how you got ready for the trip.
Well, I had an interview at 6 o'clock with Al Jazeera, so I had to hurry. And so we got packed in about 20 minutes for myself and my 3 sons. Packed a big lunchbox because I have all the stupid food allergies, so that's awesome. And then loaded up everything we could and took off. Yeah, it's been a very busy day, but we got a lot accomplished and we made the bus, so I'm excited. Didn't want to miss it.
And you got yourself your charger for your phone?
I did, as you well know, as I complained to you quite a bit about how I packed very lightly for the trip to New York when I was on Dr. Oz. I hadn't planned on staying, but CNN asked me to stay, and I said okay. And then I realized I had no toiletries, no shampoo or anything, no socks, no anything. So this time I brought all that, except an extra pair of shoes. So I have boots. So I will have to walk in these boots. But the boys are packed. They have nice clothes for the hearing, which is very important. And they packed pajamas for the bus. I did not. So once again, failed myself. Was super mom with everything I got for the kids, and then looked and said, "Oh, wow, look what I did again."
What's your schedule like in Washington, D.C.?
I am going to be meeting Congressman Kildee in his office, and then I think I'm going to be doing an interview with Al Jazeera in the morning. And I know there's going to be the rally outside, and then we're going to be going inside for the hearing. There's going to be a rally outside as well, and then, of course, press conferences afterwards, and then I'm not sure how much lobbying we're going to be able to do, but whatever the time allows before we have to get back on the buses and head back.
Are you going to meet with any of the people that were involved with the Washington, D.C. led water crisis?
My plan is to meet Yana because I've talked to her so much, and she was just amazing with what she did in D.C. to uncover that disaster as well, and she's become quite a little hero of mine as well. And she gives me advice, and she's just so smart, and she is just leading the way with strengthening the lead and copper rule, and it would be an honor to actually be able to meet her.
Have you heard from any of your other heroes lately?
Oh yeah, yes. Actually, this morning, one of the first things I got was an email from Lois Gibbs, who helped break everything that happened with Love Canal. She got the entire city move. A community that was being poisoned. There was a huge increase in cancers and tumors, and she was a housewife that looked outside and saw all these like barrels of toxic waste being dumped in their neighborhood, and they held marches and protests, and actually they locked in an EPA representative until he agreed to get the CDC in there and get them moved out. So she's an amazing human being. And I'd contacted her organization last January to ask her, what do I do? And so she sent me an organization handbook and said, okay, this is what you're going to do. You come up with a name and this is how you organize. And so she wrote back and said, she wrote me today and said, you've been doing great things, and asked me if I would speak onto another crisis that she's working on in St. Louis, where they are burning a dump on top of a toxic waste dump, and there's a 300% increase in the cancer of children. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever I can do to help you, because that's huge, and that's horrifying, and how all of these environmental disasters are happening, and people are getting sick and dying, and they're just acting like it's no big deal, and these governmental agencies that are supposed to be protecting us are failing. It's the same thing that happened here in Flint. So I said, sure. And so it's amazing that all these years later, because I think that was in 1978 when Love Canal broke. She's been fighting every day since then.
We hit this turnpike. Once we hit this turnpike, we're going to take the first